are going to shift gears for a moment and talk about teen driver safety. As a parent, teaching my children how to drive is one of my least favorite experiences, and I have a 14-year-old getting ready to get her permit. What can we do so this can be a safe experience, especially during this stressful time? Well, I spoke with two experts, and they have some ideas for us.
Today we are talking about a new survey that finds driver education disruptions are adding an extra layer of pandemic anxiety for U.S. parents of teens. I have the opportunity of speaking with Joanie Martin and Pam Shadel Fischer. Thanks for joining us here on Park City Television.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, Pam, let's start with you. Tell me more about this survey.
Well, basically what we found is that about 62% of parents who have teens that are learning to drive have experienced some kind of gap in terms of either driver education and training or licensing. There have been real challenges due to the pandemic. So it's made it really difficult for families and very stressful for families as if they don't have enough to deal with right now. It's extremely difficult time. And there have also been other challenges for those teens who are out driving. Parents have also indicated that it really has been, stressful in terms of worrying about the safety of their teens on the road. Are their teens being safe? Are they practicing, safety when they're behind the wheel? So some really alarming numbers.
It really is. And Joanie, what can families do?
So families absolutely are having to step in to fill some of that gap as far as driver's education. We do know that parents are the #1 trainer for teens, but right now during the pandemic, the survey showed that 35% don't have a backup plan for that. So I'd say it's even more important that they work on this with their teens, that they pay attention and use all the resources available. And Pam can give some more detail about tips on that.
Yeah, I'm happy to jump in. I think really the first place parents need to start and to think about, what do I need to do is to go to their DMV website. So Utah's website is going to have information about what are the requirements the teen needs to meet in order to go from that permit phase, that practice phase, to the licensing phase. So parents should start there to understand what's required and also look for resources. Oftentimes these sites have lots of tips. They will have guides. They may have actual lessons that parents can use for coaching and working with their teen behind the wheel. So I think that's #1. The second thing is to then make sure your vehicle is road ready. Go top to bottom, check the vehicle, make sure that it's safe, have your teen do this with you because as the driver, it's their responsibility to make sure that their vehicle is road ready. And very importantly, check the tires. I can't overstate that. And I know Joanie will add some more about the tires and how important that is. And then look for opportunities to build practice into what are probably already very busy days. Families are really stressed right now. So think about, okay, if I have to run to the grocery store, the drugstore, I have to take someone to a practice event or whatever, have your teen do the driving. Let them get that chance to really build skill and practice. And I think the last thing I'd say to parents is if you find it's just too difficult, either financially or time or whatever, to really do this work with your teen, it's okay to wait. It really is. We all know that, states say you can get a license at 15 or 16 or 17, but sometimes you have to wait, and that's okay because we want to make sure that you can devote significant amount of time to this because time is critical. The more time the teen spends out there practicing, building skill, the safer they're going to be in the long run. So I can't overstate that.
And you mentioned the anxiety. There is a lot of anxiety around teens and driving, and then you add on all the anxiety in the world right now. That's a lot to handle for parents and families.
Yeah, there's no doubt it's a stressful event for everyone. I know in 7 months, I'm kind of on the countdown of my son getting his permit. And in addition to all the other things we're worried about these days, keeping our team safe on the road is just absolutely critical. So I think following those tips that Pam gave, and then certainly from a tire perspective, your tires are the only thing between that vehicle and the road. They're a critical safety component. And we found in the survey that that parents aren't teaching teens about a couple of very basic things that really are very easy to monitor. One is tread depth. More than half of parents aren't talking to their teens about tread depth. how to do a penny test, basically turning that Lincoln penny upside down and seeing if there's enough tread left on that tire to safely brake, to safely maneuver the vehicle. And then 35% are not talking to their teens or teaching them about air pressure in the tires, which is also critically important for longevity and also for the performance of the tires as well. And it has a side benefit of taking care of fuel economy, which is something that you ought to be able to get your teen interested in, as a lot of them are saving money to be able to fuel up to go the places that they want to go. The better you maintain your inflation in your tires, the better your fuel economy is going to be.
And where can we find more information about everything we've talked about today to really help parents and teens?
So parents and teens can find more information at www.beyondthedrivingtest.com.
Well, thank you so much, Joanie and Pam, for telling us more about this important subject here on Park City Television, helping families and teens be safe on the road.
Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.